for the love of God, please let me get this intro just right. Hey everybody, welcome to the Director's Garage Live. I am your host and resident idiot. Let's see a picture. I'm your host and resident idiot, Michael, and back here on a Tuesday. Now, I know we're a day early. It's not the typical hump day happy hour. But there's a reason, and that's because tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. Hey, check this out. I'm sporting the Caldera today. I'll talk about these in a minute. Not a ton going on today, but I thought I'd check in with you guys because I know tomorrow is a definite no-go. Tomorrow I've got this doctor's appointment. Gonna do some cool things today, though. For those of you who make it into the stream, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to filter in, and we'll go through some stuff. But gonna do some cool stuff today. I'm gonna turn the camera around a little bit. I did get my camera up and working this week. One of the many projects that are underway here at the Director's Garage. And I shot a new show, folks. I shot a new episode for season 2, episode 201, we're going to call this one. Brand new episode. It's in edit right now. I'm super excited about it, and that's going to be coming out sometime this week. I don't know what day. It may be Friday. It may be Wednesday. No, probably not Wednesday, because I'm only about half done with it, and I've done nothing as far as graphics for it. So that's like can be tedious. But I'm excited that I'm going to be able to get a new episode out. We're going to start doing new episodes again. I've already, like I said, shot it the other day. If you'll notice, the room is a lot quieter. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, mind you, but it's better. And I'm looking dark today again. Jeez. We can get some light up here. Let's get that moving up. So the room is looking, is sounding a lot better. I hope it should be by now. And the reason is I've got sound baffling up, half of it. I've got another order. I'm going to do another order of this stuff later. More on the way, as it were. And I should probably talk about the guy who did it for me. His name's John Hunter Acoustics in Los Angeles. But I didn't get a discount for a mention on the show or nothing like that. I just bought it from him. But I've got a guy. I have to buy another round of this stuff at some point because it's still, there's one frequency that's driving me nuts, and it's like 128K. 128, no. It's 128 hertz. It's in the bass range, and it booms on my voice in this room. So I'll show you it when I turn the camera. I'm letting some folks come in because I know we're on at an odd time. This is not our normal day. But I've got some room treatment up, and I'm going to show it off to you guys, and you'll see where I'm heading with it, and you'll understand it on your end, if you want to do it in your home or whatever. Happy Tuesday, boys. Cheers. We're just getting into the week. I've got the thermos of water out today, and if that goes wrong, I've got the jug. That's ridiculous. I saw this in a home goods store. I'm like, yes, need that right now. Need this in my life. 64 ounces of moonshine swill. How's everybody doing? How are we doing today? What's going on in your world? What's happening with you? Now, for me, the week was taken up by getting this stuff installed, which actually went pretty fast. I was a little surprised by that. And then I got some listening time in this week, and I was using these this week. And after almost a month straight with nothing, Holly's in and out. After a month straight of nothing but electrostatics, and then I jumped to these. Holy shit. These things are righteous. These things are a solid, healthy headphone. And they might be my favorite headphone right now. I'm just telling you that. Even with the uber expensive electrostatics in-house, boy, it's tough to top this headphone right now. It's so good. They're talking about the ZMF Caldera, folks. ZMF Caldera. I'm super stoked on this headphone still to this day. And you know, getting some time away and then going back to it, I'm like, oh my God, where has this headphone been all my life? It's pretty much a dream for me as far as a headphone. Had somebody write something on a post today about the Susvara and the back when I did the $30,000 shootout in 3 parts, and he said, oh, you ranked the Susvara so low, it's because you had a bad amp. And I'm like, well, I've had half a dozen amps on that, and it hasn't gotten to where I want it to be to this day. So there you go. That was funny. That was funny, though. I was like, well, keep watching the show because you're going to see all of the hoops I've jumped through with this Susvara to get them to work just right. Now, I've got them working good, but they're still, yeah, boys, that's the way. That's the way. Hope everything is going well with you guys. Super excited that I got to shoot an episode. I shot it on Sunday. I A-rolled it Monday. Yesterday, I started working on the music. I didn't get that far on it, so I've got a lot more to go to get that episode out. That's going to be an ESTAT episode. I think I've mentioned that prior. If I didn't, it's going to be an ESTAT episode. I'm going to talk about energizers. Talking about energizers. That's why you tune into the live show, because you get all this clued in stuff early. Saw there's a new The Audio coming out. Oh, I'm going to talk about an artist today too. I don't want to forget that. Remind me later in the chat. There's an artist that I stumbled across on YouTube today that was like, just blew my mind. Blew my mind. Somebody from the 40s and 50s. I'm going to show that off. But let's go to audio. Oh God, 46. Let's see. Let's see if it's here. The Audio. Here it is. It's right here. Let's go to it. I'm going to go. I'll show it to you guys because, you know, what good is it if I'm not showing it off, right? All right. So let's go to the MacBook Pro of Love. Whoa. Let's spin the wheel. Not today. Thank you. And blow this up. The Audio Monarch Mark III. Mark III, for those of you keeping score at home. Much better design than the Mark II, which frankly looked like vomit. I'm not kidding. Like, go look up the Monarch Mark II and look at the faceplate on it and tell me that it doesn't look like vomit. It looks like somebody literally barfed their stomach contents all over the IEM, and then they froze it in carbonite and put it out. That's not the case with the new Mark III. We're back to the kind of the half and half design of the gorgeous original. Kind of a little mystical in there. I kind of like the look of this one. I like this one much better than the Mark II. Honestly, that Mark II, I swear to God, it just looked like blech. I don't know how you spell that, guys, but it's not pretty. This is a hell of a headphone, and I'm excited about trying to give these a listen at some point. I've always liked the Monarch, and I've always liked The Audio's products. Really, some of the best stuff in Chi-Fi in the world right now is coming out of The Audio. They just really kill it. And the same with, you know, we were talking about Moondrop last week, but this is the other antithesis to Moondrop, and these guys are doing a little higher end stuff, and they've got fantastic. They've got just fantastic sonics and technicals with The Audio stuff, and I've been impressed with them for a long time. But that Monarch Mark II, $999. I'm sure my Director's Garage code. You guys know about the code, don't you? Director's Garage. You put that coupon code in at checkout, and you'll get an extra 5% off most of the stuff that Audio 46 carries. It's the truth. It works. Try it, and you kick a little back to the show. All right, enough of that. But so the Audio Monarch coming out, and it looks like it's out now. No, it's pre-order. Pre-order, guys. Pre-order. And check it out, because I've not heard of anybody going, any of the Monarch line, anybody going, that's a bad headphone. I think it was an unattractive headphone in Mark II. This is much better. Can I find that Mark II? Hang on a second. Let's go back and see if I can find. I'm not joking with you. If you're not familiar, Let's see. MacBook Pro, cut, auto, that's fine. That'll work. Let's find some images. Oh yeah, there it is. Not to push another website, but look at this. I don't know, maybe they were thinking like it would look like fire or a volcano or something. But guys, it looks like barf. It just looks like barf. It's horrible. This is horrible. This is like, I was like, you know, and after the Monarch 1 looked so good. Here's the Monarch 1. Look how gorgeous that is. It looks like seashells or something, mother of pearl, and then some sea rocks or something on a shore. Just looks gorgeous. And then they went to that vomit thing. So, props to The Audio for making a step in the right direction graphically. Let's go back to, there it is. There it is. There's a new one. It's kind of like a little smoky thing with some mother of pearl kind of little accents or something. Maybe they're supposed to be butterflies. What do I know? What do I know, guys? What do you think? What do you think? Step in the right direction? I say yes. I say yes. Gonna do some fun things today. We're gonna turn the camera around because I got a camera up and running with God knows how much battery. Oh, better do that now. I got not that much battery life left, but although this lasts a long time when I'm not rolling, and I'm not rolling on this. So let's do that. So what I'm gonna show you then is like kind of command central here at the director's garage. And this should be fun, I hope, if it works. Okay, let's see. All right, so we're starting over here, and there's my two jugs. Don't make a jugs joke. This over here, and I'm gonna take this and. Okay, that's the controls the audio level for the room. This is how much volume is coming out of my Genelex, and that's all controlled there. And I've got several different channels depending on what I'm playing through the speakers, but that's master speaker control right there. And then we go over here, and this is my voice live. That's what's getting ingested. Let's get it in focus. That's the Apogee Symphony that's doing the conversion, the analog to digital conversion of my microphone right now. And then I've got like, this is the program monitor. This is everything, and it's going to be like picture and a picture and a picture and a picture down to infinity because I'm shooting what's on the air. Don't do that. And then we come over here, and this is the live streaming box. That's what puts us on YouTube. And that's a playback deck or recorder right next to it. Below is the switcher. This is the thing that cuts to what camera and what audio source is going live over the internet. And then over here, we've got some cool stuff. This is the what's going out on the streaming, and you'll see my stream rate, my bit streams, all of that stuff. Audio, I can just look down and I can see that we're on the air, and I can see what's happening with the stream. And then over here is the multi-camera box of the switcher. These are all my different sources. So you see there's me on camera holding the camera, and then that's the camera that's active right now. That's my MacBook, a bunch of graphic sources, program, and live, or preview and program. So that's that. So looking at it all, it's like, this thing is like Star Trek underneath here, and it's like a whole bridge of information about what I'm doing live on the air. And then there's a little light here and a fan because it gets super, super hot in here. And so that's, and then, oh yeah, I didn't just explain this before. So, and here's the chat. This is what I'm looking at to see what you guys are saying. And I'll move that over, right? So that's all the chats that I got to read. And then here's the live stream data, and we have a whole 11 people right now, but 21 looks like, all right, or whatever. I don't know how to read this stuff. And then, so then the camera's in the middle, and then over here is the other monitor. And these are 34 inches or 36 inches. I can't remember, but they're wide screens. And I've got two of them, and they push together when we're not on the air so I can work. This is all monitor here normally, and I spread them apart as like say parting the Red Seas in order to do the live stream. and the camera then can hit me instead. So there you go. I'm going to go back to, let's go back to me live. That's the layout of the desktop here. And then in front of me, I've got some stuff just laid out because I was either working on it, grabbing it, or whatever. I'll just show that off real quick. I've got a pair of hard drives for my Drobo because the Drobo is just dying slowly. There's a controller for the teleprompter, which not using clearly. My Noble Audio mobiles, that controls the lighting right there. That's a remote control for the lighting. That's my Blue Note AK240 with the Blue Note logo from Astell&Kern on it. Fantastic little player. That is for color charting and some playback stuff. And that's for my DAC and card readers. You know, just usual production stuff that's at my disposal. And yeah, that's my desktop. And then there's the close-up of the gorgeous, let's put a light on him. That's the gorgeous Caldera. Yeah. Looking good. All right, guys, that's that. So I finally showed you guys what's going on the desktop here at the Director's Garage. Now you know. The more you know. But I wanted to do that for a number of weeks because this is so cool with all of these monitors and buttons and things. They all do something. They all tell me something about what I'm doing. And I probably don't need a program monitor right now because but when I go to record the show, I record it to that monitor that's the program monitor because it'll record it in the right format that I want to edit it, whereas this other stuff doesn't really. So there you go. That's what's happening over here. Diego Dioli. Cheers, Diego. Welcome to the stream. Nice to catch you live from the other side of the world. Where's the other side of the world, mate? Where are you texting from? Where are you chatting from? Nice to catch you live from the other side of the world. Can't stay, unfortunately, because it's a work day here. Oh, it's probably middle of the night then. He'll chat. He'll chat later. Have a nice live chat to all. Cheers. Hey, Diego, thanks for stopping by, buddy. And if you see this later, good morning. Gil, hey, Michael, how about we raise our glasses to Tony Bennett? Yeah. Oh, man. We lost a great one this week, didn't we? Hell, I'll raise the giant jug to Mr. Bennett. That, boy, talk about a legend. And I never met the guy. Never met him. One of the few, like, he was like on the list of like, man, I would love to have meet him someday. I never got a chance. Even when he was doing Lady Gaga, I never got, that was like out of New York or something, and I never got to it. But I don't think I ever met him, unless it was like at a Grammy thing or something. But I don't recall, and I usually take pictures if it's going to be a big music person. I don't care about. It's funny. I don't care about movie stars. I honestly don't. They don't do much for me. Like as far as like I don't get nervous. I don't think they're just people to me. Musicians, I get a little more like struck over. Like I was struck when I met Keith Richards. I was, struck when I met Brian Wilson, and those guys just. Smokey Robinson, those guys, Paul Anka, these guys just freak me out when I meet them because they're so. I met one of the Righteous brothers, Tommy Righteous. They're just incredible guys. I mean, they operate on a different frequency. I'm convinced of it. But Tony was a guy I never met, and I always wanted to meet him. Rod Stewart, another guy, met him several times. Been to his house, fantastic. Just like. But operates on a different level, here's things that we don't. Very cool. Last Rhino, going from E-Stats to Caldera, what do you feel is missing in the former? Bass. I mean, this thing just has balls. It's got balls. The other one's like you gotta goose them. You gotta, it's hard. Now they have a speed advantage on the Caldera, but these things are so fast. They're faster, but how much more detail do you need than a nano thin membrane planar magnetic? I'm like, I don't, you can get a little more detail out of the E-Stats for sure, but tonally, these things are just the best tuned thing on the planet. They're just gorgeous. God, they're gorgeous. Fantastic. I mean, it was like a nice warm bath coming and going back into the caldera, a cauldron. So bad. Monarch Noble 2 looks like the Noble Sultan. Monarch 2 looks like the Sultan. Well, it depends on the Sultan. The Sultan came with a whole bunch of different faceplates on it. The stock Sultan was a burl, was just a piece of burl wood. So if you got that, it looked like, you know, just a piece of wood on it, and these don't look like that for sure. Monarch 2. The Monarch 2 was more, actually it had more in common with the Odin, except without the multicolor. Instead of multicolor, it's all orange. But it just looked like barf to me. Just like, I think the Monarch color scheme is supposed to be molten lava. Yeah, barf. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I'm just like, I don't know what they were going for, but it just didn't come out very well. Now, this new one, the 3, is looking just dandy, folks. I'm really impressed with that. And howdy, Ace of Spades, putting up my southern roots. How you doing, buddy? Cheers. Cheers. Welcome to Tuesday. We're on it. If you missed the top of the show, we're on a day early because I got a heart, what do they call it? The cardiologist appointment tomorrow afternoon. Nothing serious. This is just to review. I had a sonogram. Did I tell you guys about this? I don't know if I did. I had a sonogram done on my heart. They were concerned because they said, well, they did this one test and it came out, it looked like it was enlarged and my blood pressure had been up. So I went in, they did a sonogram. Coolest job ever is the guy who runs the sonogram thing, because he puts this thing on me, right? And maybe I don't go to the doctor enough. It's possible. But he puts it on me and he's hitting me like at odd angles, like from up here and then from down here. And he's able to change the frequency of the sound wave that he's putting through my body to go deeper or shallower with what he's taking a cross-section look at. So he's like playing with the frequency, and you're seeing this thing kind of come in and out of focus, and it does a 3D kind of map of the heart. And he was able to show me live on a sonogram the valves of my own heart opening and closing with my heartbeat. It was freaking radical. I was like blown away. And so I said, well, I know you can't, they're not supposed to tell you whether it was a good or a bad exam, because they're operators. They're not somebody who diagnose. And he said, well, I'm not going to tell you whether it's good or bad. I can't do that. But let's just say if it was really bad, I wouldn't let you leave. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm going to live. So I'm going in tomorrow. He's just going to wrap up and tell me the official results of this sonogram on the heart. So that's why we're a day early. At 4 o'clock tomorrow, I'm going to be at the doctor appointment. So I wanted to say hey and let you guys know that we did shoot something. Oh, I can go back to this camera for a second because I want to show you my sound treatment. This was a big thing last week. I got it in. I showed it off live on the show. I got to show it installed, don't I? Don't I? Okay. So weird. What a day. All right. So let's go back to the shaky Sony camera. All right. And here's the other side of the director's garage. But look, so those are 2 panels that are up right now. There's a blue. There's kind of an aquamarine blue, and then there's a fuchsia. And then up on the ceiling, check this out. Now this thing's floating off the ceiling. It's hard to see because I'm right under it. But that's sucking up a lot of the bass from my voice. That's got to be annoying many. And then over this way, you've got a look at, that's the gear, the big, huge gear desk. And there's one more panel there. So the thinking is, on the back wall right there, I'm going to put in a thin, a half width size one of these. And these things are 4 inches. I showed you on the thing. They're super thick. And surprisingly heavier than I thought they would be. But I'm going to put in one over there on that side of the monitor in white, Or maybe it's going to be aquamarine too. And then one on that side. And that'll help out. And then I'm going to do a couple of more ceiling panels to try and knock the remainder of the base down. So that's where we're kind of headed. But I really like the look of these things. I think they look fabulous. You may disagree. You're entitled to. But I'm really encouraged by them. And they're definitely making a difference. Not all the difference, because there's this one frequency, like I said, it's around 128 hertz, where I isolated it. I actually recorded this and then played it back, and I ran it through an equalizer, and I was able to hear where the bloom is coming, and it's at 128 hertz roughly, give or take a hertz. What's a hertz among friends? Don't hurt me. Do you really want to hurt me? It hurts so bad, hurts so good. God. How many bad puns can I come up with, boys? I don't know. It's pun hour here at the Director's Garage. And that's not vodka, I swear. Okay, so let's talk about... I want to talk about this artist that I found today. So I was, I'm always looking and watching for different things. And I came across this musician, and she's a pianist from the 1940s and 50s. And her name is Dorothy Donegan. Okay. Now, I'm sure. Oh, that's the wrong thing. You're supposed to be looking at my laptop right now. That's the laptop. Welcome to the show. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm an idiot. Welcome to the show. Okay, so this is Dorothy Donegan. Dorothy Donegan was a pianist, and she had a little bit of a sense of humor, kind of like Victor Borge, but she played jazz, and she was a virtuoso on piano. A few knocks against her. She was black in a white world, and so she couldn't play with a lot of white musicians until later in her life. But there are clips of her. I put the link in my description below if you guys want to check this out and actually hear the music. I can't play the music because it's obvious. I don't know what the copyright situation is, and I don't want to get banned by YouTube. I've been down that road one too many times. But Cab Calloway is her band leader here. Cab Calloway did the famous Minnie the Moocher song that was in the Blues Brothers and was a huge hit back in the 30s and 40s. My grandmother, before she passed away, told me a story about going to see Cab Calloway in her youth. White little grandma went to see Cab Calloway live. Mad new respect for grandma. But this is Dorothy Donegan, and man, she can play. I mean, man, she can play, and it's she puts tons of little jokes in. She definitely has like an Ellington kind of feel to her, but she's fast, and she's just, I mean, it's absolutely stunning. And she kind of gets into a little riff battle with Gene Rogers on piano here a little bit later. Here's Gene. So they kind of did this little kind of cool piano move where they spun her around and she's playing, but this was really cool. And then later in life, and she was playing into her, into the 1990s. There's the other clip on this link. Oops, if you can stand a commercial. Hope I'm not in commercial. This is much later in her life, and she's got a terrific sense of humor. And she's like taking off her rings and stuff, and then she sits down to play. And she pulls out a fanny pack to put her rings in. Guys, check this out and watch it once, because when you see somebody play like this, it's like, damn. I mean, I love a good pianist. I love Fats Waller. I love Thelonious Monk is my all-time favorite. All these great jazz pianists are just awesome. And then you find somebody that you haven't heard before or hadn't heard of before or don't remember. If I've heard of her, I certainly didn't remember her, and I'll never forget her now. And that's fantastic. Dorothy Donegan, and she's passed away, but check her out. Just an absolute legend. Very just crazy impressed by that. And I'm going to go look up her music tonight and see if I can find some stuff of her playing elsewhere. Sorry, I'm keep watching this because it's so hypnotic to see somebody play that proficient, that type of excellence. It's hard to get your head around. Oh man. The panels are up. Yes, Nephilim, the panels are up. So I wanted to show those off. You got to see the panels. Last Rhino, he feels it's bass. E-stats don't slam like planers. Yeah, absolutely. It's a known fact. Well, I don't like to throw like it's a known fact around because then somebody will say, well, you know, show it to me on a graph or something. And it's like, but I agree with you. I agree with you. I just don't like to, like, I tell you what I perceive, right? But I'm not going to tell you you're wrong if you don't hear it, because everybody's hearing is a little different. So what I perceive is that these things have slam and deep sub in droves compared to, and these aren't the end game in bass either. The LCD-4 and the Abyss 1266 TC have better like stronger, even more powerful bass and more robust thick bass than this. But in the planar department, you know, kind of in that $4,000 level, and then you combine the differences too, all the other things that this headphone does so well, in addition to great bass and nice slamming bass, you know. Don't forget to tip your waitresses. Yes. And like and subscribe to the Director's Garage so you don't miss any of this insane greatness. Hertz equals heart in German. So you say like 5 heart or 10 heart. Okay. Or you've got no heart. 0 hertz. So good, boys. So good. So that's my, you know, I always come in with like kind of a prepped thing that I wanted to talk about. That was it for today. That was the prepped stuff for today. I did want to show you off my monitor bridge and everything that goes on in front of me that I can glance down at. So you think I'm not being rude. I'm actually like checking to make sure that I've still got a picture. We're still on the air. I've got audio going out. You know, I can do that all with one look, whereas the screen with your comments on it, I don't like have there's no audio signal on that. I just see in very great delay, mind you, which is really disorienting if you're not used to it. It's about 6 or 8 seconds behind what I'm saying. So I'll do this, and then 8 seconds later, over here, I see this. it's like the foldback from the transmitter back when I used to run Master Control. But I wanted you to understand what was going on here. So I can also see our viewers, which go up and down and take, you know, depends on what I'm saying and how naked I am on the air. Nobody needs to see that. Nobody needs to imagine that. Nephilim says, Dorothy Donegan seems like Art Tatum. Yeah, very accomplished, underrated, virtual. Art Tatum is another one. There's a great Art Tatum album called Piano Starts Here. And if you guys ever get on Tidal or whatever your favorite, you know, streaming, Apple Music, whatever it is, try to find the album Piano Starts Here. It's so good. It's so good. His fills, he does fills that I've got a hangnail and it's driving me nuts. Like and I've had 2 of them back to back. Haven't had a hangnail in years, and then I got 2 of them back to back. And it's like this thing's threatening to like rip into where the skin is. You know how that happens? And you keep catching it on shit. Anytime I'm near a piece of fabric, it's like, whoa, I'm like, ow, you know. Anyway, but that has nothing to do with Art Tatum. Those pianists are so good. Fat Swaller's another one. If you ever get, you know, but Piano Starts Here by Art Tatum. It's like his fills. He'll be like playing a tempo, and then all of a sudden he'll just have this little fill that's like 23 notes in a second and a half. Holly coming back in the building. Hey, buddy, you hot enough? Because it's like 107 out there right now. He's got a full coat on. At least this room's air conditioned. How you doing, handsome? Yeah, so, and I'll show you the rest of the place like over time. I don't want to give it all away at once, and it's not like I said, it's not completely done yet. I want to get but I want to show you, like, I'll show you my speakers and that's set up some other time, but it's really just in its infancy, and I've got to fix one of the speakers now, apparently from last week. But you got a chance to see around the director's garage a little bit. I was really excited to get to show that to you, show you the panels and what happens here on a normal day. And these are the same monitors and everything that I edit the show on when I'm going to do more regular edits. So after this show, I'm going to squeeze the monitors back together, and I'll try and get some more work done on the new episode tonight and get that out to you guys. I just want to start cranking out the episodes again, and get going with the regular show again. And I'm excited that I got a chance to actually record something the other day. Once I got the panels up on the wall, I'm like, well, the room's close enough now. Now it's like close enough to where I want it to be. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. And so that's why I recorded the new show. And electrostatics. We're going to be talking about electrostatics upcoming soon on a director's garage near you. What else is happening in the news? Anything else? You guys hearing anything else? I was sorry to see Tony go. That was, that's always a sad day when one of the legends, one of the greats goes. And we lose so many of them every day now. It seems like every other day we're losing, even people who aren't legends, people who are younger. It's like, whoa, people passing away. Unbelievable. And I'm like, I just had a birthday, so I was like, man, feeling old, getting the heart looked at. What are you doing? Yeah, so that's what I got, boys. That's what I got. What's going on in your world? Give me some updates. Tell me what you're building. What are you buying? What are you saving for? Right now, I'm not saving for anything. I'm going to sell one of the E-Stat energizers back there, either the KGSSHV Carbon CC Alphabet amp, or I'm going to sell the Blue Hawaii, depending on the outcome of the next video. My tease is I'll reveal which one I'm getting rid of at the end of the next video. So that's coming up, and then the Susvara is still for sale. I got a bunch of stuff still for sale. I can sell anything I want. Just make me an offer. But the Susvara is still for sale, and like that's going to provide some capital to buy something else, whatever that is. And I can't wait to unbox the Audio 46 box that's been sitting down there for about a week now. That's going to be coming up in the episode after this one. We're going to unbox a brand new blind what's in the box from Audio 46. My very favorite types of episodes to do as I file my hangnail. That's what we're doing around here. Oh my God. Too fun. I don't know if the lighting's right in this place yet either. But part of the problem is I've got this huge ass window that never existed in the old place. And even with the curtains closed, I'm still getting a lot of light back here, and it takes it adds. I've got a lot of daylight hitting the background, so my colored lights, which are these things aren't as effective because I've got a lot of other light coming into the room, whereas I would love it if it was just all blacked out. There you go. Talking about the behind the scenes stuff. I think I'm going to start saving for the YH5000 SE. Is that the Yamaha? If you guys are hearing me, you got to try this. If you guys are hearing me, you got to try this headphone. It's impressive, and they move more air like you wouldn't believe. What a soundstage HD-800 like. Let me just double check, make sure I'm understanding what you're talking about. The YH, I believe that's the Yamaha headphone, right? H5000 SE. Yes, Yamaha. Exactly. That's that open back from Yamaha. Let's show it. Show it real quick. Hang on. I'll bet it's at Audio 46. God, I'm lame. All right, let's get the MacBook ready. There we go. All right, so let's go to shop by brand. Yeah, Yamaha. Yeah, $5,000. Woo, that's pricey. But they're nice. They're nice. They look a little like the Sennheisers, a little bit, right? Don't they? Kind of a wicked cool design. I gotta say, I kind of like these things. Ooh, nice job. I'd love to see. I'd love to get these in the house. Check them out. Fantastic stuff, boys. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, it looks good. Looks really good. Nephilim. Cheers, buddy. Good call. Good call on the headphones. Anybody say anything about them? What they're supposed to do? Probably should do it over here so that so I'm not looking like away from you all. No. See what they do is that every time you go to Audio 46, they want you to spin the wheel. And I'm like, I don't want to spin the wheel. Don't make me spin the wheel. Okay, so let's see. What does it say? Yamaha True Sound allows you to immerse yourself in the sound and music. These are the liner notes for this thing. This is from Yamaha. Keep in mind. Yamaha Orthodynamic Driver. So it is a dynamic driver. Provides a sonic accuracy, enables ultra-responsive performance, ultra-lightweight, thin film diaphragm, faithfully recreates varying musical dynamics. So they're trying to say that they're fast. Large housing features Japanese-made, rolled plain Dutch weave, stainless steel fiber, and arch-shaped protrusion. It's got a protrusion, boys. Good to know. Magnesium body, that's smart. I love to see a new metal being used in a headphone. Magnesium's used in like wheels for motorcycles and stuff. Really good, lightweight, strong, like carbon fiber, but a carbon fiber we know is a little overplayed. 2-layered headband, smooth stepless slider, like that. 2 types of ear pads, good. 2 types of silver coated OFC cable, so it's copper with a silver plate. And dedicated aluminum stand. You get a free stand with it. Well, that's kind of nice. Nice that they give a headphone stand with their headphone. Not everybody does that. So, yeah, I'm super excited. I would love to hear this thing. That looks great. Thing looks great. Very nice. 5 hertz to 70,000 hertz. Take that. It's like a Meze. That's what Meze does. Meze claims like 5 hertz to 90,000 hertz or something. I'm like, well, okay, your dog can hear it, but you can't. 11.3 ounces, relatively lightweight. 34 ohms. A little tough to drive. Balanced or unbalanced. Very good. Very good. So there you go. That's the Yamaha YH5000 SE. Put up complete light blocking curtains. Yeah, I could do that. You know, Rhino, the issue is this, like, I've got limited funds and I'm trying to, like, the stuff I need that I really need is like more sound dampening in here. I've got the basics up so I can at least get some shows rolling out. But it still needs more of that, and my garage needs work so I can get the car in. So some funds are going to be going there before they get trickled down 2 flights of stairs to the very basement well of the director's homestead. but I can do that. Yeah, sure. At some point, just not now. Enough of it is, yes, Marcelo Rostagni just did a review. I have no idea who that is. He's selling his LCD-5 for them. Okay. Cheers, Marcelo, wherever you are at. Arthur Haywood said he wasn't impressed with the Yamaha. Granted, it was new under show conditions, but he hears that it does need some burn-in time. That could be, who knows? I'll take a listen to him someday, hopefully. Crazy, you can buy 3 Sennheiser HD-800s for 1 Yamaha. That's kind of the point of all this. Look, I don't begrudge whatever HiFiman can get for the Susvara. I'm saying, though, you can get that you know, it's a slightly different flavor, but it's definitely the same lane for $4,000 with the Caldera. And it's like finding those values. And you can get about 80% of the Caldera at $2,000 with the HE-1000 V2 Stealth, you know, or whatever. So there you go. Orthodynamic is a planar. Oh, okay. It's a planar. All right. Thanks, boys. Thanks for clearing that up. I'm clearly not as familiar with it. And I'll become more familiar with them if I ever get them in-house. Market change mostly, not performance. Price isn't reflective of pure audio quality anymore. I agree with that. Like I said, I think that they generally, you can say generally, the quality gets better, but you have diminishing returns on that. It costs you more to get this much better, and then it costs you even more to get that much better, you know, if you're into that, if you're into chasing that. But Nephilim says, yes, Michael, you'll be hooked. I think the YH5000 SE is definitely worth your time when you're ready. Well, the next time I have $5,000 just sitting around the director's garage doing nothing, I'll let you know. Oh my God. But they're wicked looking, man. They look like they look beautiful. I like the looks of that thing. So that's good. And, you know, they're getting positive reviews. I've seen some positive reviews on them. I just haven't heard them myself. So I can't, you know, weigh in. But, yeah, I believe other people when they say they're impressed with them. And there's, you know, you get enough of a groundswell of people saying something's good, it kind of tends to. But I don't always buy that either because, you know, as I use the example all the time, the HD-820 is a headphone that a lot of people didn't like. And I'm like, I kind of like these, you know. Like, yeah, they're pretty good to me. And what I liked about them was the soundstage. It's like you know, so even something that maybe doesn't sound great in one area can sound phenomenal in another. You know, I've heard great bass headphones that don't do so well up top. I've heard great bass headphones that get shouty in the mids, and I've heard lean headphones or robust bass headphones that suck in the treble. You know. It's like muffled, comparatively, to other stuff. I'm thinking about, something like, what's the company that made those? The begin with an M. Just totally slipping my mind right now. Fostex, not with an M. Some of the Fostex stuff is like, you know, amazing, crazy, great bass. Kind of gets not as, I wouldn't say bad, it just doesn't get as detailed as other headphones when you climb up that ladder and get, you know, into the upper frequencies, to me anyway. Yeah, but you know, you hear stuff all over the map, but believe your own ears, you know, don't take anybody's word for it but your own. Because not everybody's right, you know. Everybody can, you know, two people can actually be right in this game, and it's to them, to their hearing, you know, because everybody hears a little differently. But that's the fun of this hobby. It's like, here, check this out. Oh, I love that. I don't like this one as much, you know. Why would you even listen to those when you've got this, you know? And I'm like, because this has got this. Well, I don't like that. Okay, whatever. Ace Spade said the Audio Mark III looks pretty good. Looks pretty great too. He'll wait a few more reviews before pulling the trigger. I don't know if I'm all in on those or not. It's $1,000. I'm like, I've got a lot of $1,000 headphones that are really good. Cayin N8 2.0. I've got some reference monitors here that were about $1,000. You know, like I've got plenty of headphones in that range. I don't know that I need. I got the K10Ls here from Noble that were built for me. I'm like, yeah, I don't know that I need another Monarch in my life, but you know, who knows? Maybe it's nothing that I'm jonesing to do, and it's certainly nothing that I'm jumping at right now. But you know, the people are gonna. I guarantee you, a lot of people are gonna like them because I don't know much about I have not heard enough bad The Audio to say that they do bad things. You know, it may not be to my taste or something, but like all of those cheaper headphones from The Audio are great. And the more expensive stuff I've heard is great too. So there you go. Last Rhino says, Nephilim, let's see. I got pretty much feel like not much is selling anymore. They all got greedy. Oh, you mean the price creep? Are you talking about price creep, Last Rhino? That's a real thing, you know. I think some brands are more guilty of it than others, but you know, if they can sell a headphone and they can, you know, but then you don't know what their R&D to go into it is, you know. So if somebody's selling something for $5,000-6,000, but they're small, you know, they're a boutique and they threw all their eggs into making like the best IEM they ever could, can't begrudge them. It's just like it's hard to justify that outlay when there's so much else you could be. That's going to be the doctor reminding me I can't take that call right now. That was my doctor reminding me that I have an appointment tomorrow. That's the record, and it's a recording too, so it's like it's not even a good thing. But what was I saying? I don't even remember anymore. I don't remember what I was saying, boys. I'm old. Oh, greedy, yeah. I mean, and then you see 50 grand for something like the HE1, and you're like, okay, really? Does it really cost that much to make? I don't know. Christopher Luckenbach. Cheers, Christopher. It's your new name here. We cheers everybody who shows up new. Holly just went into his bucket. He's got a little basket over there, a laundry basket that I have a blanket in, and he loves that thing. Just sleeps in it all day long. One of the possible reasons why it hasn't had too much hype could be because Yamaha only sell brick and mortar stores. Online sales okay as long as there's a physical retail store. Yeah, I mean you can get them. I think the reviews have been positive enough. I haven't heard where this thing's not selling. Anybody hear that? I mean, it's expensive. You're gonna have a smaller market at $5 grand. There's not a lot of people who are crazy enough to spend $5 grand on a headphone. Period. You know, we're a select bunch, us audio nerds. We're a bunch of fools. We're audio fools. Where's Audio Fool today when you need one? When you need them. Too funny. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a great headphone. It looks great, and you know, is it worth $5,000? I got to hear them, but not much is. I can tell you that. I'm finally comfortable with the idea that these are $4, but these are seemingly, this is the Caldera we're talking about, boys. Caldera is worth it to me at $4 grand because of what's available at $5 grand. I'm like, these things sound like a steal to me because they sound as good as my, if not better, in my opinion, they sound a little better than the Susvara, and they cost $1,000 less. So, you know, there you go. Nephilim says the YH5000 SE is like the final audio D8000 in terms of advertising exposure, flat out being crazy underrated so far. And I've had the D8000 Pro in here, and I thought they were good. I just didn't know if they were great for the price. Japanese make niche products. You either know it or you don't. Hard to catch wind of stuff like that. And they make so many because headphones are a different species in Asia. I talked about this with John Moulton the other day. We were chatting together, and you know what he says is, you know, people just don't understand the fervor the Japanese culture and the Asian market has for headphones. Like, there are some of us over here that are like, you know, we love the idea that we can get a loudspeaker or an amazing sonic experience in something so small that just fits on our heads and we can carry around with us. Over there, it's an obsession. It's a fashion statement. It's an obsession. Everybody has expensive headphones over there. Headphones are status symbols. It's a different world. And the importance that the Japanese culture places on headphones is not like anywhere else really in the world. So like we're operating and we think that we're the big market, but it's like we're nothing compared to the Asian demand for an expensive headphones, because they're much, they'll cost you just as much over there, and they're insanely popular. You know what I mean? So yeah, people don't quite get that. Like, we're in the minority here. We're the select few. Japan has got the bigger market. Crazy. For $5,000 each, Nephilim says, hey Chris, nice to see you. Cheers, man. Cheers, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We'll do a little bit more and then we'll get off the air. It's not gonna be a long ass stream today. I have got some work to do around the house. I want to get back to editing my new episode, which is coming in a few days. I should do a little recap. So far in this episode, guys, we've looked at a behind-the-scenes tour of the Director's Garage. I showed you all this monitor stuff and how it all fits together. And what I mean when I was talking about the parting of the Red Seas the last couple of weeks. Now you see, there's two huge monitors, and I pull them apart to reveal the camera and shoot the show. And then when I'm done, we close it all up. Showed you the laptop setup and the speaker monitor situation here, and all of the gear and monitors I have up here. And then I showed you showed off the baffles on the new sound baffling that I installed last week. And then we talked about Dorothy Donegan, a jazz pianist from the 1940s, and there's a link in the description below to Dorothy. Please check her out. No, I get nothing out of it. Just like she's somebody y'all want to put on your radar. Like if you're looking at jazz one night and you're like looking, I want to hear a great piano. It's like, yeah, just check her out. Go listen to her. Let's hear where that is. So there you go. Let's get back to the chat. We'll get into a few more. Hey, thanks, Christopher Luckenbach. Appreciate the donation. Cheers to you, sir. And thanks for joining the live stream. Appreciate anybody who stops by. And you're all welcome. You're all welcome. It's a big tent. And you're all welcome if you disagree with me. I have no issues with anybody who has an opinion about something that is, that differs from my own. I think that audio as a genre, as a hobby, as a pastime, as a passion, is a big tent. And because I hear and enjoy something that sounds one way, and you hear something that sounds different and sounds good to you in a different way, we can coexist. We can, that's the best thing about it, is we all have different tastes for this stuff. As the main thing is you have your passion up and you're listening to good music, and share your music with people. Tell people what you're listening to so that, we all can get into what you're getting into, or check out what you're getting into. Because it's exciting, man. It's the best stuff. It's sharing stuff. Sharing is the best. That's why I only own one pair of customs that I bought way before, 10 years before this show was even a concept. Because I like to share IEMs with people and be able to say, hey, check out a $4,000 head IEM and tell me what you think, and they're like, damn. And then they go, damn, you got ear goo. And I go, no, I replace the tips. Japanese make niche products. Yes, it's hard to catch wind and stuff like that. Nephilim says, hey, Chris, nice to see you. And then we got Ace of Spades. Love Japanese amps. Luxman and Accuphase are fire. But markups in the US are insane. His dream 2-channel amp is an Accuphase. I'm kind of jonesing for the Zal MH1. That's the amp. Like it. Part of me wants to hear the DCS amp just because I have the DCS DAC here, but I'm more interested in the clock right now than I am the amp. But I wouldn't mind hearing it someday on my system. That would be something that would be cool. But the Zal is the amp that I like. That's an amp that I want badly to get in here, and finding one is misery. They're all sold out. They're sold out through the end of this year already. and they're not even taking orders for 24 yet. They're just sold, and everything I hear about that amp is positive and easily driving the hardest headphones in the world. And I'm very interested in that approach and what they're doing with that, because I'm hearing crazy great things. Nephilim81, hey, Christopher, we're making friends here. Fast and Furious. Mass Kobo is another good Japanese brand. I haven't heard of them, but definitely open to them. Arthur Haywood says he's not spending money until he takes delivery of a set of IMR Acoustics Event Horizon headphones he ordered over a year ago, hopefully sometime soon. Yeah, you then report back here what you're hearing on them. What makes them so great, and were they worth the year wait? That was the worst disappointment for me, was when I ordered the Verite, waited months and months and months for the Verite to show up, and then I didn't care for them. I thought they were good. They just weren't they weren't wowing me like I wanted to be blown away, like these things did. This is everything I had hoped the Verite would be. Love the Caldera, man. ZMF. So impressed. Nephilim says audiophiles make up not even 1% of the world's population. Wouldn't we should feel special, huh? Well, Nephilim, I mean, and then look at my audience. We're all nerds here, and we're such a niche thing. I've got barely 5,000 subscribers, and and we're all nerds. It's the best. I like our little world, but we are a small group. We're a select few. So good. It's awesome, though. I just am into great sound, I'm into great sound and, getting great sound and producing great sound and recording great sound. All of it. I think you can't, that's kind of where we all are, Highest end Fostex versus ZMF Caldera for bass impact and quality. Well, the highest end Fostex would, boy, it'd be really old by now. Fostex. When was the last new Fostex headphone? Isn't that a great question? I don't know. Yeah, the TH-900, which I don't even know. So the TH-900 would be their highest end headphone. And those have never been accused of being the fastest tool for your money, for your audio budget. They're about $1,800, but you can get them now for about $800 used. And they've been around for so long, probably worth buying used. I mean, I don't see why you would spend the money on a brand new pair of those when you can save half of it and get yourself, save some money. But yeah, I mean, typical stuff you would expect. I don't know, because I haven't had I've heard the TH-900. I have the TH-6XX from Drop, phenomenal headphone. For the price, especially under $1,000, but are they going to compete in speed? No. They've got thunderous bass, though. Gotta love that. But they're not going to compete in speed and overall tone shape. I mean, these Calderas are just next level. They're crazy. Chris Luckman here. The HM1 is very good, but very dry. He hasn't heard it, but it's very likely the opposite of my Bakun, if he's guessing correctly. Well, that'd be interesting. That would be an interesting shootout if I could get that in and do a comparison between those two. It's funny, though, the people have gone back. There's been kind of a backlash over the Enlium 23R in some circles, not everybody. Some people claim it's outstanding and fantastic. There are those who say that the Enlium has flaws in it. Like, there's things that they don't like about it. And the Bakun kind of sidestepped all that. So I don't know if the Bakun was a step back for Enlium Bakun or not. Sure looks good. Love the look of that, but I haven't heard the Enlium. Yeah, TH-900 Mark II, 909 Mark II. Now that's the one that has the flatter ear cup, whereas the less round, the 909. Loves his. Oh, a Lawton modded TH-900. Yeah, those are... Now, Lawton does... you know, they did headphone mods, but they started with ear pads for your headphones, and they do a lot of headphone ear pad stuff. I think I bought a pair from them for something. Maybe it was my TH-X, I can't remember. Or if I bought them from ZMF. One or the other. But yes, I've definitely heard of Lawton modded stuff. And it's quite good. They do a nice job with stuff. Nephilim says, I absolutely love our little world. We have an incredible community here. Let's not take this stuff for granted. I don't. I appreciate people... people who appreciate quality in the domain of sheer music. Listening, rare. Yeah, and like I say, it's a big tent, and I welcome people... I welcome people to this community. You know, I want to see people get into it, and because the more people who get into this hobby and understand where my passion is coming from, the more people will buy headphones, and that will drive people to make better headphones, cheaper headphones, because they know there's a consumer market out here for it, rather than just this fringe group that we are crazy. TH-909 is the open back, correct? JTB, thank you. Forget some of these details off the top of my skull. JTB was not disappointed when he heard the TH-900 Mark II, not in the same league as the Caldera at all. No, not for speed. God, it's been so long since I heard that headphone. I still have the TH-X00s here. I still have the Ebony, which I'd sell in a heartbeat if somebody is interested in a pair of Ebonies. And I have the Purple Heart of that headphone, which I think is exceptional. It's still one of my very favorite headphones. Certainly my favorite headphone under $1,000. So good, fast enough, and tons of bass. Count me in. Yeah, the Zal HMS1 has an incredible crossfeed feature. He needs to hear that. He won't respect himself as an audio nerd. I've even tried the crossfeed, pardon me guys for the clearing my throat. I've even heard the crossfeed on the Lena, and I'm like, yeah, you know, it's fun for something, but I don't know that I appreciate the non-crossfeed stuff. Crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't find myself using, even with the new crossfeed feature, which is great, it's just not something I tend to like want to put on. You know, I'm more interested in listening to music than going through crossfeed features. And I have some great ones here. In addition to the DCS, I've got crossfeed on my speaker setup, which goes through the Genelex. And I'm trying to think of the Cord. Hugo is what I'm thinking of. That has outstanding crossfeed. It does all kinds of fun stuff to it. I just never use it. Because usually on the speakers, I'm trying to get accuracy. And like, you don't want something bouncing all over the place that in a way it normally doesn't. Because you're trying to build a mix, you know. Too fun, boys. Gotta go. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to start wrapping it up too, Christopher. Hey, Christopher, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I definitely appreciate it. You know, you guys are the best, but, you know, I do this for just the love of the hobby and hanging out with you guys. Cheers to you all. We're going to... to start wrapping things up, new episode coming sometime this week. I'm about halfway done with it-ish, give or take. And it's going to be an electrostatic episode where I sell either the Blue Hawaii or the KGSSHV Carbon CC Alphabet M. One of those two is going to go as a result of the next episode. And then, let's see. What else? We've got a new Audio 46 episode coming up, and that's going to be a blind what's in the box. That's after this next one, the first one from season 2 that's getting out there. And then I've got an IEM episode coming too. And then we're going to get into the full review of the SRX9000, which I think is fantastic. Joseph says he ended up ordering an HE-1000 V2, stealth-based, on our talk about the HD-800s last week. They arrive tomorrow. You know what? I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I think JTB would tell you that. A lot of guys in this chat will tell you that that you're in for a fun, really fun time. It's a good investment. I think they're one of the, if not they're the bang for the buck in that 2000, certainly in that $2,000 price point. Going to be hard pressed to best it in any way. So that's it, boys. We're gonna start wrapping up this episode, and we're gonna, we're getting better on the studio. Thank you, Nephilim. Yeah, I think it's looking great. I think it's starting to sound a lot better. You should have a lot less boom in my voice because I put in some major sound treatment, and we got more to go, man. We got more to go, and that's the exciting part. Is that we've got so much more ahead, and then I'm trying to get to my sound app. Hey, let go of my screen, kids! Damn it! So much. And that's really what I'm looking forward to. What's coming? What are we going to do next? What's going to be what's on the horizon, and what's new coming out? I think we're expecting new stuff from HiFiman. I think this year. I think we're expecting. I don't know what to think about ZMF. Every time I think they're done, they come out with a whole new thing. Like, okay. So they've been a pleasant surprise. I think it'll be interesting to see if Abyss does something in the next year to counter Diana or supplement Diana, or find an in-between headphone. I've heard rumors that they've got something new come in the works. All kinds of, and then you get into the IEMs, and those things they come out every week. There's a new IEM. It's so much flooded from our Japanese friends and how good the gear out of China is. So really good stuff, guys. Thank you for stopping by today. I hope you had a drink or 7. Come on, is this not the best prop ever? If you missed it, go watch the top of the episode. Okay, guys. I'll check you out later, and I will see you guys before you know it. Have a great evening. And maybe I'll, who knows? Maybe I'll jump in later this week. I keep threatening to do that. I haven't done it yet, but I'd love to do a second live stream, a couple of live streams a week. That would be kind of fun. So, cheers, everyone. Bye. Good night. Shut this off.